Well, hi everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Friday morning, the final Friday of 2022, where we have some areas of shallow but thick fog in parts of eastern and northeast Nebraska. It's not everywhere, it's hit or miss, but some of these areas are seeing some fog. Futurecast probably makes it look worse than what it is, but this will gradually burn off through the morning. Otherwise, most of us quite a bit of sun, but you'll see kind of that patch of clouds that's going to roll here from southwest to northeast. It'll thicken up a little bit. The clouds will thicken up a little bit around the middle of the day in the Tri-Cities, then thin out a little bit later on today. More clouds rolling through tonight, partly cloudy and at times mostly cloudy skies overnight into tomorrow. And then kind of a partly to mostly cloudy Saturday on the way. Mostly dry weather. You see a couple of splotchy areas of precipitation, but not much out there. Most of us should be a fairly quiet day. And then ringing in the New Year Saturday night, I don't expect any weather concerns at all. Maybe a little fog right here, but we'll see. There's going to be a frontal boundary that approaches from the north. And then by early New Year's Day morning, maybe a little bit of rain or snow off to the west and to the northwest here. This is kind of the precursor of things to come. It won't be a whole lot right in here, but we may even sneak in a little bit of light moisture right here during the day on Sunday. But most models hold off until Sunday night into Monday as of right now. Well, temperatures today, this is a little bit questionable just because of how much snow is on the ground. The more snow you have on the ground, that's going to hold your temperatures back. So I would not be surprised if we see some upper 30s out there. So I'll go with low to mid 40s, but I would not be surprised. Again, some places really struggle to warm, especially to the northeast where there is more snow on the ground. Tonight we'll drop back into the mid to upper 20s to right around 30 degrees for overnight lows. And then tomorrow, 40s for the most part, once again, maybe near 50 in northern Kansas. Again, if there's still any snow left on the ground, that might impact things a little bit. And then tomorrow night into Sunday morning, not too bad, 20s for the most part, mid and upper 20s to right around 30 degrees. New Year's Day itself, maybe a touch cooler in the 40s across the south and east, but cooler 30s to the north and west as a frontal boundary does dive southward into our area. It's after that, though, things turn much more questionable. So let's show you that 7-day forecast real quick here. And you can see pretty quiet weather for most of us through New Year's Day. And then late Sunday night into Monday morning, that's when we start to throw in moisture chances. And again, I'm keeping it all chances of all types of moisture, rain, freezing rain, and snow, because it's still up in the air with how exactly this thing goes. Possibly some snow on the backside of the system, depending on the track of the system, and a little more wind as well, and it does get a little bit colder as that system clears out of our area here. But like I said, there are still a lot of question marks right now to the forecast from Monday. Let's check out a couple of forecast models. I'm going to show you first with the GFS model, which is the weaker of the two systems and the farther northwest track right here. So this is Sunday, not much going on Sunday, and then Sunday night into Monday morning, that's when things turn more interesting. But I do want to point out this, the low pressure, still keeping that low over southwest Nebraska and lifting it that way. Out ahead of that low, dry air, not much moisture, thunderstorms here, but then north and west of that low, freezing rain changing to snow and heavy snow, maybe a little blowing snow as well. So this would mean major impacts for northwest Nebraska and parts of northern Nebraska as well. Little wraparound moisture on Tuesday, but much of that clears out later Tuesday into Tuesday night. And that system moves out of here. We're pretty quiet until maybe the end of next week, around that Saturday time frame, we'll see. But the European model continues to be more aggressive farther southeast. So let's go through the next couple of days quiet. Then here comes that system. I talked about the moisture early on Sunday. The European model is the one that's insisting on some of that Sunday morning here. Most of it's still to our west over the Rockies, though. And then Sunday night, and look at where the low is right here already. There's one low here. And in fact, there's going to be kind of that and then another low that comes in from the southwest. But look at this. This is Monday at noon now. Look at all the moisture for a larger part of our area because of a farther southeastward track of this low moving right in here. So we could be talking about rain, freezing rain, and snow for our area. Look at that. The low is over southeast Kansas and is continuing to lift then northeastward from there. And this could bring us a very impactful snow, but also freezing rain along with that. So we could be looking at a pretty significant winter storm if this one were to play out like that. And then after that, some wraparound moisture Tuesday into Tuesday night before seeing quieter weather for the rest of the week. And beyond that, we will be a little bit colder next week for the middle of the week. Temperatures below average by a little bit, but not brutally cold. And then it looks like we'll warm things up a little bit as we follow that out here. So real quick, I'm going to let our producer know something here. Dalton, stick with the national weather forecast if you could. Stick with national, please. All right, so sorry about that. I just had to let him know that we're in the middle of this today's show while I'm recording this, and I didn't want to interrupt this forecast too much here. But one last thing I wanted to show you was this 10-day forecast. That little drop in temperatures on the backside of that system right here And then temperatures will start to warm up a little bit later on next week. Not warm, but better at least. So couple of things worth noting real quick before I let you all go here. I do want to mention, again, this storm system is still off the west coast, this one that's coming in next week. It's going to be moving onshore this weekend. So when that moves onshore this weekend, what happens is forecast, the National Weather Service offices around the country, not the one in Hastings, it's about every other office. So North Platte does it, Omaha does it. They release balloons into the atmosphere at the same time of the day, at 6 in the morning our time and 6 in the evening our time. And it's all around the country. It's at the same time of the day. So East Coast, 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night. West Coast, 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock at night. But they release these balloons in the atmosphere, and when these go up in the atmosphere, they get readings, and they tell you what's going on, and that helps predict future weather. It gives you forecast models, because these forecast models have algorithms that take that information, put it into a bunch of problems, a bunch of equations, so to speak, and figure out the weather all across the country and all across the world. Well, when that storm system comes on shore this weekend, those balloons are going to be going up into that storm, and that's going to give us readings, and that's going to give us an idea of where this storm is then headed from there. So once we get to this weekend, we should start to get a better idea of which of these models is the more accurate one. I will tell you also right now, the Canadian forecast model is still kind of the middle ground of those two other forecast models. It's kind of playing the middle ground. So I think at least parts of our area are going to get hit. Chances are more likely the farther northwest you go, and a little less likely the farther southeast you go, but at least parts of our area are probably going to be impacted. But is it going to be a major impact, or is it just going to be a minor impact? That's still a little bit of a question mark. So what I'll tell you right now is continue to monitor the forecast. John Walsh tonight, even though I still think will still be a little bit of question mark tonight yet, but then meteorologist David Stoltz will Saturday night and Sunday night, he'll get a better feel for how this plays out. Depending on if this system hits us hard or not, or is expected to hit us hard or not, that will determine if I come in on Monday. All right, now I have a planned day off, and we are not doing a normal Monday morning show because that is technically our holiday. But if for some reason this looks like we're going to get slammed with this system, I'm going to try to make it in on Monday and do the weather on TV Monday morning. And of course, I'll be doing Facebook Lives and all this stuff as well, and record things for the website. So like I said, there's still a lot up in the air. Watch the forecast. Monitor the National Weather Service, weather.gov. That's the National Weather Service website. They're the ones that issue out advisories and warnings. We'll probably see something issued out over the weekend or early next week, sometime probably on Sunday. And so continue to monitor those. You can watch the Local 4 Weather app for more as well. Otherwise, I will see you all either next Monday or Tuesday, depending on how things play out. Like I said, things are still up in the air. But I hope you have a great weekend. Happy New Year to all of you, and I'll see you all again in 2023. Take care, and God bless. Bye.